Yeah, welcome back to NXT Round Up. You know it's that time. It's the dad bod god, the bald, the beard, the fucking beautiful Piers Austin. And tonight I'm joined once again by the silver beard Latino legend, aka LowRyda, aka Low Lincoln, aka one half of the dead presidents, baby. What's happening,
What's
brother?
up, everybody? What's up? Thank you for having me on today, Pierce.
Brother, it's always a pleasure to talk a bit of wrestling with you, dude. I love your insight. I love your opinion about wrestling and the business. And I always learn something when I get to talk with you, your brother, Boog, Mega, Angel, Cade, even things about the business. And we're just talking about this before we went live about understanding certain things, how matches are, and how and we'll get to the point as well, but how I learned something about wrestling today. As someone who's never been in the ring, someone who's never had a bump, for me, I like to understand how it works. But always remaining respectful. But I was able to learn something tonight, and I'm really excited to get into it. But before we go any further, we better thank some of those sponsors that keep these lights on every
Yeah.
single week for us, brother. And first up, take it away, bro.
All right. HealthVape.com. Health Vape sells healthy vaping alternatives. All their products have no nicotine, harmful or addictive chemicals, and they are vitamin infused. So make sure you pick yourself up some of their vape or pod products using our code MWAPOD for that 10% discount.
Oh, yeah. And while you're at it, make sure you go and check out sleefs.com. That's SLEEFS, sleefs.com. If you or someone you know is an athlete, this is the motherfucking place for you. They've got armbands, compression pants, compression shorts, compression socks, headbands, mouth guards, boots, and they've even got those dirty fucking boxes. And guys, let me tell you something about these dirty boxes. They've sent me and LowRyda and everyone at the MWA podcast network boxes of these boxes. They're the most comfortable boxes that I own. I don't know about you, LowRyda, but these stay dry, they stay fresh, they stay comfortable. And when the belt buckle comes undone at the end of the night, Mrs. Austin gets a giggle at what's on front of the boxes, not what's inside them for once. Did I say that? Never mind. Moving on. But get yourself some dirty boxes at Sleeves. Use that promo code MWAPOD to get a 10% discount on your final purchase. And we got 10 strong in the chat here tonight, man.
Awesome.
Let us know where you guys are from, what you guys thought of NXT. We're going to be breaking it down. We want to hear your opinion, so make sure that chat is going off. Smash that like button, follow, share, all that good shit.
Definitely.
Damn, I didn't even have a coffee tonight either.
And you that hyped?
I'm that hyped, bro. I'm that hyped to be talking NXT with you tonight, man. What can I say?
I'm struggling right now. I'm still trying to wake up. So
well, there you go, man. But look, NXT this week, overall, man, this show was. I always say this, and the viewers and fans are going to say, you always say it. NXT is hit and miss, and this week was kind of like leaning towards the miss mark for me. We'll get into it, but opening up the show this week was the new NXT Tag Team Champions, Pretty Deadly. They come out, they cut a heel promo. From the get-go, man, they had some pretty good heat from the crowd. I thought, like, considering how fresh they are and how new they are, they were able to get some pretty good heat. You could really hear that crowd just disdain them. I thought the promo was okay. I think it sort of babbled on a little bit. But what did you think?
Yeah, the promo wasn't bad. They definitely are some heat magnets. Watching, I was like, okay. And when I finally got to watch their match, watch an actual match from them tonight, I thought it was definitely they definitely know how to work. So I'll give them the props that they deserve on that, because they can tell a good story while in the ring.
Yeah, man. I thought the promo, as I said, was okay at the start. Gets interrupted by the Grizzled Young Vets. To me, that's one tag team, Grizzled Young Vets, that I'd love to see really get a proper push. They kind of like since bringing him over from NXT UK, they've sort of given him like little comedy spots where they're like grifters and stuff like that. And I don't really get it because I think both of them are fantastic in-ring performers, which we saw tonight. Well, actually, we'll get into that match because I wasn't too happy about that one. But Grizzled Young Vets are amazing performers on the mic, in the ring. I'd actually like to see them go up against you and your brother, to be honest. I think the four of you would actually tear it down because the difference of styles, you know what I mean? You come from that, that real sort of, brawler, high flyer type of style, and they come from that UK strong style, tag style, whatever you want to call it. And I think it'd be a pretty cool mashup, to be honest. I'm just being a fanboy here, but never mind me.
Pops, what's going on? Yeah,
Hey.
It's definitely early.
It is. Thanks for tuning in, Pops. But bro, after that we saw Legado del Fantasma come out, jump Grizzled Young Vets. But man, have you seen much of Grizzled Young Vets before
No.
watching NXT?
Nah, never. I never heard of them until seeing them, and well, they were the ones that didn't get in on that tournament last week, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, seeing them today, they look pretty good, and the guys that they end up working were pretty good too. Solid workers, can't really complain about what are they called? The man, I don't know them dudes, the Spanish dudes. Yeah. But yeah, some pretty good stuff, man. Not the way that I don't know, the way NXT does, like they're doing their promo, and then all of a sudden they just randomly you see freaking Braun Breaker, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like I thought it like jumped on me, and I was like, did I miss something? Like what the heck just happened? So I don't really care for the way that they cut their promos. Like a lot of the times I feel like they cut the promos, they leave the people just kind of standing there looking at each other, or they just cut it before you even realize what the fuck is going on, and it's like, wait, what just happened? So
I kind of found this week's NXT, and tell me what your thought is on this statement. I kind of found like they tried to jam a lot into 90 minutes. And I really feel like they pushed it. And you mentioned Braun Breaker coming out through the crowd, almost kind of gave me a Scott Hall kind of vibe, to be honest.
Yeah, with the jean jacket. I was like, who the hell in 2022 is rocking a damn jean jacket?
But hey, man, he was rocking denim on denim, brother.
Yeah.
He rocks fucking denim and denim in 2022. But then again, bro, you and me are old, bro. So like, we're not really into the fucking fashion sense of today.
Yeah,
so,
but that was something that was cool, 20 years ago.
100%.
So,
but you know what? Like, I found like the transition from the first segment into the breaker segment to be pretty cool. Like I like that there was no sort of delay. Go to the commentators. Oh, now Braun Breaker's going to do this massive elaborate entrance. He's going to go, cut a promo. I thought it transitioned well into segment 1, into segment 2 for me. I thought, his promo that he comes out, man, he's a fucking Steiner through and through, man.
Oh,
like just hearing
just
him
like
talk.
him.
Oh, dude, 100%. Calling out Gacy, and to me, honestly, I think Gacy is probably going to get, like, I think Breaker's had some good matches against Ciampa, and I think putting Gacy in there against Breaker now as the next feud is such a good decision to put, because Gacy's a solid worker, man. He's been around for a while. He knows how to work, he knows how to wrestle, and now with this character taking it to another level, I think Gacy's going to be a fucking superstar, dude. But Breaker cuts.
If they
it's looking that way. Well, exactly.
They'll bring him up to the main roster, change his gimmick, and make him, a clown or some shit.
Exactly.
Doink
too. Well, you know what? Vince doesn't like chubby guys, and he's a bit of a tubby guy.
You can't really say that anymore, though, when you got, Kevin Owens, who's been around like for a while now, and they've given him the pushes, and they signed him long term now. So I think it's one of them things that I'm sure it's not Vince's go-to still, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like, you see a dude like, what was his name? Keith Lee, that they got upset because he took down the fucking his straps or whatnot. Silly shit.
But that's the system that it's in, man. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? I think if they don't want you there, they're just gonna fuck with you till you leave anyway. Like that's how they've operated, and it's been well documented like that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But look, Breaker comes out, he does a promo. Look, the promo was him calling out Gacy appearing and on like the screen and shit and saying, "Well, you've got to come and find me." And how they ended that promo, like they're going down another road of an extremely dark character, and I can see where they're going with Gacy. And I don't know if it's been the plan from the start, because at the start he was kind of like making fun of like the woke and that sort of stuff, and being inclusivity and all that sort of stuff, and really mocking modern society to some degree. And now that character is kind of going more of into a darker route. I just hope they're not going to try and make him Bray Wyatt 2.0. Because I think Gacy's much better than
That's
that.
the
I think
vibe that you get though
it's
from
the
it.
vibe that you get. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of them things. I don't know. I guess we'll see where they're gonna go because it's still kind of early in the transition. But I don't know. They like to recycle shit. Like I felt like as watching this episode, I felt like I peeped a lot of recycling going on. But I guess we'll get to that when we get to those matches.
Oh, we're gonna get to it, brother. Don't worry. I've got plenty of stuff to feed you today. We see Santos. After that, we see Santos Escobar promo talking about Camilo Hayes. They've got a match tonight. Basically just the promo hyping this match. To me, Santos Escobar, he's another guy I think is just like, man, he's long overdue do a serious push. Like this guy is on another level.
Yeah, he's he cuts good promos, and I love the gimmick, man. The whole like him with the other two dudes and the female, and
Yep.
does she work or is she just a
Yeah,
valet?
man, she's a worker. Yeah,
Okay,
she's had a
yeah.
couple of matches. Yeah.
I've seen her going out there just kind of brawling with the other girl here and there last week and this week, but yeah, like to me, their gimmick is probably one of the highlights of NXT that I've seen in the past 2 weeks that I've watched.
And even the entrance and like that
Yeah.
that music and stuff like that. Like the music, it makes it sounds important. And for
Yeah.
Escobar, who's not like the biggest guy on the roster, you know what I mean? Like his entrance makes him look like he's 7 foot tall. You know what I mean? Like that presence, like he has that presence of when he walks out, and they're presenting him in a really good way. I just feel like him as a performer, like either he's got to go out on his own, and I hope that they keep Legado together. But I think that he really needs to go into that upper echelon of a push, because I think he's well deserved it. He's put on solid matches. He's probably been one of the consistent performers on NXT for the last couple of years.
He's got a real good look, and like I said, his promos I think I feel like has been pretty good from what I've seen for the past 2 weeks. I don't even like seeing him last week. I was like, oh, well, I've never seen him before, so pretty cool, good stuff though.
Yeah, well, mate, we see Camilo Hayes and Trick Williams do a promo. I've said this a million times about Camilo Hayes and Trick Williams and their shtick. Like, yeah, it's cool and funny the first 5 times you hear the promo. A few months later, man, saying the same sort of promo,
Yeah,
and like
same
there's
promo
no
over.
substance behind it. I'm like, you're just saying the same shit as last week. Like there's no, I don't know. I feel like there's no substance behind their promos, to be honest.
Now, was he? I don't, like I said, I don't really know much. So was he a champ previously?
Yeah, so he was the North American champ. He dropped the strap at the last big show NXT did to Cameron Grimes.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, because I keep hearing them saying like he had to go to the back of the line, he had to do this, and it's like, okay, okay.
Yeah,
So
and again, him saying like he is the line, he is the. It's all very much like the very same shit that he says. Like he's, I think it's like when a band like plays a song, right, and they you can tell the lyrics are just like they've written lyrics just to sound cool. You know what I mean? Like the
okay, yeah,
birds flame down into the pit of destiny. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. I think that's the same way with his promos. It's like he just puts a bunch of cool shit together, and that's all it's gonna be. You know what I mean? And puts a little bit of swagger to it. But I kind
Mm,
of see through it, to be honest.
yeah. Not then neither one of those two dudes do anything for me in the promo area. Him and
Yeah,
his dad's valet.
he's tricked. It's funny. We'll get into that match, but I actually popped when the crowd was actually chanting at Trick Williams. Whoop that trick.
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty fucking funny. Um, next we saw Tiffany Stratton versus Suray. Take it away, man. What do you think of this match?
Um. So not for nothing, the match wasn't horrible. The Saray chick, she definitely she comes out hard. Like I was like, oh man, she's got that Japanese strong style. You know, she drop kicked the fuck out of the girl's face, double stomped her. Um, but the I don't know how long Tiffany Stratton has been working or Saray. Like I said, I don't really follow it. So but they had a pretty solid match, not bad at all. They both looked strong. Neither one made anybody look elite, made the other one look bad along the match. But yeah, it was definitely ups and downs in there. You know, like I ain't feel like there was anything too bad in the match that I can say like, oh man, that really sucked. The Tiffany Stratton chick did she did the boogaloo move with the knees onto the ropes into the senton, which I was
Yeah,
like, oh shit, it's Jack Louis move. But that's that's always cool seeing but yeah, she did they both did some pretty cool stuff. She did a little bit more flashier stuff. The Saray chick
yeah,
did more of the powerhouse moves and like freaking stiff looking. They made it look believable, and I'll give them props for that match.
yeah. I thought it wasn't too bad, man. I enjoyed it. I actually like enjoyed Tiffany Stratton's character. I think it's pretty cool, kind of that clueless, mean girls type gimmick. And I think like how NXT is at the moment where they're kind of presenting it like it's high school in a way. I think having a character like that fits in with what they're doing. I think Stratton that was a little point in the match where I felt Stratton was a step off when she did that sort of like threw Saray into the ring and did the like the ass sort of bounce thing,
Oh yeah.
and she fell and she was like I think maybe 3 or 4 steps behind, and she sort of like turns around and being like, oh, okay, now I'll go for the pin. You know what I mean? Like there was no real like urgency, and she seemed like she was a little bit web-footed there. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like, did you?
she might have lost her spot. Um, yeah, it's one of them things. I guess like I said, I don't really know how long either one of them have been working. But for the most part, um, I'd say it was a solid match.
Yeah, I'll definitely put it there. We saw Bron Breakker backstage looking for Gacy. Finds the cage where his dad was sort of chained up with the phone there, playing the same video from a couple weeks ago. I honestly thought they were gonna like someone was gonna appear and lock Bron Breakker in the cage, like
I
the
did
way
too
that it was.
when he found
Uh,
like the iPad in there or whatnot, and
yeah, I
he
was
was
like,
just kind of
oh,
standing there. I was like, oh shit, here we go, but nothing.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
I was the same. I was like, what the fuck? Um, but then we see Pretty Deadly walking backstage. And they run into Persia Perrotta and Indy Hartwell, two ladies from my neck of the woods. And the ladies
they're
are looking
both Australian.
Yeah, they're both
Okay.
Australian. Persia Perrotta is from Sydney. She was trained at PWA, the
Okay.
Pro Wrestling Australia Academy. But yeah, her and Indy are looking to get a match for the tag titles for their men. I thought it was a funny little segment as well, and I liked the fact that Pretty Deadly portraying are these characters which sort of skirt the lines of like which side of the fence do they fall?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's like
Yeah.
they don't. They
When I
dress a
saw that,
certain
I
way.
was like, okay, yeah, okay. They're making it like they're interested in the two chicks. So yeah, it was cool. Yeah,
But that's the
and
thing. I
they
think it gives that diversity to the characters, I should say.
yeah, it definitely does because they're all. But remember last week, like I said, you get these people, you're gonna get potentially people that are gonna say, oh, they're making fun of the community.
LGBTQ, yeah.
Yeah, if I like I said, I don't know what they where they fall in that community. So they could be part of the community, but at the same time, they could also be straight dudes that aren't anything
Camping.
with the community, and they're just playing the role, playing a gimmick, and then people take offense to it. So
But you know
you know
what
how
the thing is,
sensitive
though?
nowadays people are.
But the thing is with Pretty Deadly, they're not doing anything that is like, you know what I mean? Like that's sort of making them look one way or the other. What's up, Mark? Thank you for tuning in, brother. I appreciate you all the
Thank you,
way
man.
over
Thank
there in
you from
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yeah,
That's over there
but
close to where Angel's at, right? Think I don't
Oklahoma is
know.
close to Kansas. I don't know.
I would think so. I don't fucking know.
But like, dude, like the thing is with Pretty Deadly, and just to get on point as well, they're not sort of they're just portraying two dudes that are very different and unique to what I think what society would have to do. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's a different time, it's a different world, but I think these guys are just unique and they're just different. And it's like I think when you've got unique and different, people perceive it to be a certain way. Um, I actually like their style because they are unique and different, and it's something that we haven't seen something like this. Like even them, like when they're talking, yes, boy,
Yeah.
yes, boy. You know what I mean? Like it's you know what I mean?
Then
Like
they
when have
changed
you
it to
seen
yes girl when they were talking to the two chicks. So yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, I don't know where, it's so crazy how quickly somebody. All it takes is one person to say that they're offended, and it can ruin everything.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you
And
get the five Twitter police jabronis that start their uproar, and then all of a sudden everybody gets butthurt about it.
oh man, I completely agree with you, dude. They do. They go to a certain, it's
They
cancel
latch
culture,
on,
it's
and
the
it
Me Too
becomes
movement.
once it happens, it's like, and the freaking ball just starts rolling so quick. So
Exactly, man. And as when someone's playing a character, but after that we go into a Grayson Waller promo. I'm loving it. How much Australians we're seeing on NXT. To be honest, I'm just going to put that out there. They're putting over the Aussies, which I appreciate. Grayson Waller, cuts a pretty decent promo. Talks firing Sunger, calls him dead weight. I'm kind of surprised that they split those two up so soon.
well, remember last week they basically jobbed that big ass dude out, so kind of waste. I didn't see how he fired him, but
I didn't see that
yeah.
either. It must have
Oh,
been
okay. So
like
they
another
didn't they
line.
didn't show it. Okay, I was wondering if I missed it or something last week.
But
But
the thing is with that Sunger guy, he looks so fucking incredibly impressive. Looks a
yeah,
million bucks.
Indian Braun Strowman. Is he even Indian? He might be Indian. I don't know. I'm over here.
Oh, dude, yeah. He's a ball
Okay.
player as well, man. He
Yeah.
was a baseball player. Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
no shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
Indian
yeah,
Braun
yeah.
Strowman
Someone
though. That's what he
but
looks like.
but you know what the thing is, if they did it correctly with him, And you know what? Just not put him in a tag team match with Waller. Have Waller bring in some other one, like just some enhancement talent or something like that to be his partner in that, just to interject Waller into that, that gauntlet match last week. Have him there on the outside. But I just think separating him, like, because what I saw was Sanga last week, and we mentioned this when he's taking the suplex and he's falling, and instead of falling on the flat back, which you indicated he's falling, putting his arm out
down.
But I actually thought, going in, and this is where another transition which I enjoyed, which was they had the promo, they had Sanga, Andre Chase come in. What do you think of Andre Chase?
Who the fuck is Andre Chase?
The guy with the red shirt that came in with the C, interrupted Waller's program. He's like the university
guy. You know what? I don't even remember that part. So,
well,
I remember the Sanga dude coming out, throwing like the table and chasing him around, but I don't remember any other dude coming out. So that might have been one of the when I was pulling one of these.
But I like the way they segued into the match with Sanga and Grayson Waller.
Chased him down to the ring.
Yeah, dude. And it's like, even like that whole backstage segment with him, I actually really enjoyed. The match itself, to be honest, I'm going to be pretty straightforward. I thought this was Sanga's best match or involvement physically that I've seen. That I've seen of him, not what I've seen of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for me, it was just shit.
Yeah, look,
yeah,
I know. Sorry.
When you got he goes, they get in the ring. He gave him like fucking 8 Beals, which is probably like the only thing he can do, But if all he can do is a fucking Beal, why are you putting him in matches on TV? Let him fucking learn on dark matches before you have him running in an angle. He the first Beal was probably good. The rest of them all look like shit. He wasn't even really throwing Waller that far like he should have. As somebody that's that damn big, he should have been fucking tossing him all the way across the ring, And it just, to me, the dude sucks. He shouldn't be he shouldn't be there yet. And when you got a big dude like that, and then he's supposed to be a powerhouse, and then he's fucking Grayson Waller up. Waller's out there, he's trying to get away, running away, and then he hits him with like, I don't even remember. It was like a club. He like clubbed him in the back, and this big jabroni's like selling all goofily, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Just,
I said it was the best match I've seen as Sanga so far, and this as I said, this was the best match or involvement he has had, because previously I've said before, I think they've exposed him, and
his exposure was there yesterday too.
Well, you know what? Like, even to a certain, like, certain things that I saw for me was like, I think like he could have slowed his stuff down a bit more and make it mean something. Like when he throws Waller to the ground, like, don't just go straight over and start trying to fish hook him or start something else. Stand over him, like, be a predator. Stand there, like, take your time.
Monster. Like he's throwing him across the ring, and then he immediately goes over. By the time Waller's up into the corner, he's already got his hands on him to throw him again. Like, let Waller sell it. Let him like cower some, that would be the smart way to do it. But these guys are green as fuck, man. And when you got somebody green like that, and to me, it's like you got him in there. He's doing like what I think he was like I guess he's attempting a choke slam or whatnot a couple times. Like they teased it. And then Waller like runs out the ring, runs around the ring. And that's the other thing. Like, something that drives me crazy with wrestling is you're getting fucked up. You're out there. You got this big giant dude that's beating on you. And Waller goes out the ring, runs halfway up the ramp, then runs and does a fucking roll through the ropes, hits a cutter, and this big jabroni's just done. It's like, what? It's like I just don't. To me, I feel like you can't make this dude a monster if you're jobbing him out. Like, why even make him? Why even give off the perception that he's a monster if you're gonna job him out?
I think they wrote him off TV, to be honest.
Maybe, yeah, maybe by dropping him now. But they got him. To me, like I say, his gear looks exactly like Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
The fatigue pants, like it's just like, what the fuck did they do? They were like, oh shit, these were from when Braun was here originally. Let's throw them on this big Indian dude.
Oh, look at Braun left.
Yeah, look, oh shit, But I feel like they recycled like his gear on this dude, and it's like, to me, it was shit.
There you go. There you go. LowRyda's labeled it. Look, man, I think I think Waller's a good worker. I think having him in there, I think he really carried this match, to be honest.
He had to. But he sold his ass off for the big jabroni, but it's just like, what are you gonna do, man? Like, there's so much you can do. And then he wants to get his shit in. So somebody was like, hey, yeah, run out there. And is that like how he does his finisher normally? Or
it's a running cutter, yeah.
From outside of the ring, or he does it from anywhere type of deal?
No, he'll do it from outside of the ring.
Yeah. See, like, to me, that's just, I don't know. That, like, it's a cool move to hit once in a blue moon type of deal, But if that's the way you're going to hit it regularly, it's almost like the Rob Van Dam step over cartwheel kick that he did for like forever, that you never seen some of these guys ever throw a kick in their life, and all of a sudden they're throwing a kick and he's gonna catch it and step over it and do the kick, and it's like, wait, why did that guy throw a kick? Like, it's just some of these gimmicks like that are a little too predictable, and it kind of, from me, takes it away,
Yeah. No, I get it. I completely understand. And I'm with you, man. 100%. But moving on, we see Roxanne Perez video package and promo. So Roxanne Perez,
I like the promo, the package gimmick with the video games.
Yeah, that was dope, cool. Right? Give you a little bit of history about her. Roxanne Perez wrestled as Roxy, ROC-C, in Ring of Honor. And she was a former Ring of Honor women's champion in the only like just recently she's been signed to NXT. So this is like in the last, I think, year, maybe she won the title where they had the tournament. I think she dropped it on Impact to Diana Perazzo. And she's young. She's 19, I believe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She's a kid. So.
But they got her wearing AJ Lee's old gear. Talk about recycling, When she came out, I was like, "What the fuck?"
The Filipino AJ. Oh, actually, no, AJ Lee's Filipino, isn't she?
I know she's tiny too, just like AJ was. So it's like you get, but the same freaking gear, pretty much the same color gear and everything. And that was what I meant when I was saying like recycling shit. Like, oh shit, look, we could throw this on this girl.
Try this on.
Yeah, hey,
you look like a size 4. But we see Roxanne getting interrupted by Toxic Attraction, telling her not to overstep their mark, and basically saying, "Hey, you're gonna make your debut this week." Yeah. And we'll get into Toxic Attraction later on and I want to go into their entrance and a little bit more on that when we get to that match. But what do you think of like Toxic Attraction's involvement in that segment?
I thought it was good. They basically tried to big time the young girl and make her, make it seem like, she's in the big leagues ahead of her, in over her head there, and it, she played it up good. She sold it, but that was one of the other ones that I was talking about with, I feel like when they're they're cutting the promo, they finish talking, and instead of somebody just walking away or the camera just fading out and going into something else, they're just kind of all of them just standing there looking at each other, and it's just like,
like it's just a weird way for
yeah,
it to
it's like
sort
a
of
weird pause,
promo.
it's almost like fucking do something or just like walk away, be like, oh shit, like, yo, you just talk that shit, all right, let me go get ready, and just turn around and walk away,
Yeah. Or
but
like,
the
I'll
way
see
that they
you in
just
the
like
ring.
kind of, they just kind of like stay there, camera stuck on them, and everybody's just kind of like,
And we're out.
yeah, like waiting, like, all right, somebody fucking cut, but
Oh,
I don't know. But
next
yeah,
we saw Legado del Fantasma versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. What do you think of this tag team match?
yeah, I definitely liked it, man. I thought that they all four of them did some pretty cool shit in the match. The match went back and forth nicely. Uh I'm trying to think what there was some shit that I seen that was it that match?
That was the tag
Uh
team match.
yeah, no, I'm just trying to remember what they no, yeah, they did some pretty cool moves. What are they called? Legado del
Del
Fantasma.
Fantasma.
I like
Yeah.
those dudes, man. They do some cool stuff out there. And have they been teaming for a long time, or are they like one of those
They've been on NXT.
NXT thrown together gimmicks?
Yeah, they're one of the NXT thrown together gimmicks. What do you the Joaquin Wild? He wrestled as Zema Ion on the Indies,
Oh,
and
okay, okay. Yeah, I
and
remember him
in
from a while back then.
yeah, both of those guys can work, man. I think like one of the things I like about Legado is when they wrestle, they can do the high spots, they can do the crazy lucha flips and shit, but they don't do them for the sake of doing them. Like they do them when the shit makes sense in the match. Like they do a certain thing when they do. Will have the guy in their corner. One guy will like tag in. He rolls through the middle and top rope, stands back, does like a flying clothesline into the corner or a kick or something like that. The other guy tags him on the back. He rolls in, and they do this like multiple times, and it's done in a way where it's like they'll do it one time in a match if they do it, and
Yeah,
it means something in the match when it does it. It's not just like, oh, let's quickly get this shit in.
yeah. Actually, yeah, the beginning of that match kind of threw me off because the camera angle. Because the match started with the dive, right? They just like while the
Yes.
dudes were outside of the ring, and I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" Because you just see it from a weird angle where the one guy just gets knocked down. It's like, what the hell just happened? Then they back up a little bit, and then you get the other dive, and it was like, man, they should have definitely used a different camera angle when they were filming, But hey, these guys they make millions of dollars to produce this, What do I
Bro,
know?
bro, like NXT, I've always said like their camera and their production can be utter shit sometimes. And I'll say that. I'll say that's utter shit is their production at times. It's like certain things like when you see Nikita Lyons like do her finish and they've got like from the side where they should have got it from the
Yeah,
hard cam and little things like that where it's like, man, you're a multi-billion-dollar company and you like you can't get this shit right. Like, I don't know. It kind of like at times it looks amateur with their production. I'll be honest.
yeah. I wonder. Look, I know originally when it was first starting, I know they were using like the kids from Full Sail. So but I feel at the same time like you gotta have somebody important that knows what they're doing, being like, "Hey, hit that hard cam. Hey, hit this. Let's go
Yeah.
to this camera." And obviously, I don't know. What the fuck do I know?
Well, no, well, dude, you're a veteran of the business for one, but also the thing is as well, dude, like Pritchard and fucking Vince McMahon apparently took over NXT, and like the production level for me, I think has gotten worse. Like as far as like the mistakes, as far as like with cameras and stuff like that, or just capturing the wrong shit. on the wrong camera angle, as you said, because it doesn't make sense. But it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But we see Wesley backstage. Now, Wesley was one half of MSK. His partner, Nash Carter, got released from the WWE as one half of the NXT champions because his estranged wife,
Okay.
Kimberly, came out and said that he beat the shit out of her. Like everything that she put out there, like, as I'm going to say, dude, like on social media, from a social media aspect, like looking at it, there was no fucking evidence. That's not like, you know what I mean? Like she put a photo up saying like she had like a bruise on the side of her face and stuff like
You're
that.
a worker. Yeah, who's to say that happened there and not, on a show?
That's exactly the thing, bro. Like I'm around workers nearly every weekend. I talk to you guys every single week. I understand that getting in the ring, you're going to come out of it with a little bit of a bruise, a little bit of a thing like that. That shit happens in a match. How could you say that this guy beat the shit out of me? There's no hard evidence to point that, and also her claims have been reputed, but they still released Nash Carter. Wesley backstage doing a promo. I'm gonna be honest with this guy. I think he's a talent, Wes. I think he's good. He's a good performer, good promo. I think WWE didn't know what to do with MSK as well because they kind of had him do some goofy shit with Riddle. I think Wesley's probably going to be out the door of Like, I hate to say it, and for anyone to lose their job, but I feel Wesley will pretty much be joining his tag team partner in the next 6 months, unless. I could be completely wrong, but that's how I feel. I feel like his promo there, interrupting him, like they should have given him that moment to at least let out how he feels, not talk about the situation, but talk about how he feels, man. Like, you're a performer for WWE, you're one half of the tag champs, and then and then one half, you know what I mean? Like, and then next thing you know, you're having a title stripped, and you're not getting that push.
Yeah. Oh, and then they went into that's that big
Zion Quinn.
Yeah, big dude came out.
He's a big Aussie guy, ex rugby league player. And like he comes up to him and just says, "You need to run it straight."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, run it straight. What that means is you say that in football, like in rugby and rugby league. So to all of our American audiences, I'll give you a little bit of insight what this saying means. You say it when you're playing football, or you just run it straight. Like, just get the ball and literally run it fucking straight at your opposition.
Going straight through the hole. Gotcha.
Yeah, like you're just running, running in a straight line at your opposition. I kind of felt like I said, they could have given Wes this moment to talk about how he felt. You know what I mean? Like, they've stripped him of a title, dude. Like, he was going to be getting a push as a tag team champion, and they could still give him a singles push, but I think that they really could have given him at least 2 minutes to fucking let some shit off his chest.
Yeah. It was definitely a short-lived promo, but yeah, who knows what they're gonna do.
We got a question here from Caramel Latte. Pierce, do you think pro wrestlers or indie are athletes? Pro wrestlers or indie? What do you think that?
Probably indie workers.
Indie workers? Yeah, I do think they're athletes because what they do, it takes training. They have to go to train to do it. A lot of performers I know are training, regularly, multiple times a week, also when they do shows. So, yeah, I consider wrestlers athletes, absolutely. Athletes, performers. What would you call it? What would you call it, right?
That was something that was said yesterday on our sports show. So I think he's throwing that out there.
Right.
Yeah, because we are of not everybody is an athlete,
Do I think I don't think professional wrestling is a sport. I think they are athletes, But as it is what it is, it's sports entertainment. It takes a little bit of sport, a little bit of entertainment, and it mashes together. As you know, it's like soap opera, but with
Yeah,
guys and girls in
it's
spandex.
acting. That's the thing. Like I feel like yes, there's some guys that are fucking athletes, but we got a little bit of especially we're nowadays, right? It seems like WWE is just bringing in prior athletes now. Like that's their thing. So now you can really purely go on that. But anybody can go, and especially nowadays, which is the shitty part about wrestling. Anybody can go to a wrestling school or go to a backyard, learn a move here and there, and then they go and say, oh yeah, hey, yeah, I was trained, and then people put them on shows, and then
And that's the scary shit.
they can claim that they're a pro wrestler because they've been on indie shows. They've been on, and this is where you have the problem with, it's to me, you're not going to, you can't say that these guys are athletes because not everybody is, there's plenty, like for me, I played all sports growing up, except for basketball. I played baseball, I played football, I played hockey, and I wrestled. So it's like, was I athletic? Yeah. Would I say I'm a athlete? Probably not,
Yeah.
but,
No,
but yeah, it's one of them things. I don't know. Like
I get
mega
it.
pitched, mega play baseball, and it's just, it's one of them things, but
Oh,
I don't know.
absolutely.
There's plenty
I,
of
I,
guys
I
that
agree with you. I
are
think there's some.
non-athletic and they're still in the business,
I agree, and that's the thing. Maybe they're more the entertainment side of things. But
Exactly.
moving on, we have Santos Escobar versus Camilo Hayes. Um,
By the
this
way,
is the match.
hold on
Sorry.
1 second. Sorry. Yeah, no, actually, this match was the highlight for me of this whole show. Andy, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Mr. Bolger? Thanks for tuning in. What was it about this match that was a highlight for you?
The just the back and forth, man. They both looked solid. They both told a good story in the match. Um, to me, I think Santos Escobar, like we said earlier, man. I think he's definitely got that star potential. I would, the way that I don't know how long he's been on NXT, but I think a match with him and Ciampa before probably would have been money. I don't know if they worked together, but but that would have been money for the NXT belt, because then I don't feel like either one of them are gigantic, and oh, Juan, the corner
Juan
man,
Jerry. Everyone needs a corner man, brother.
yeah, the corner man. What's up, brother? How you doing? But yeah, man, I feel like that dude's money, man, and the way that they worked the match was really good. Like uh Carmelo, I was gonna call him Cameron, but Carmelo Hayes is he's a solid worker though. He can tell a good
Amazing.
story in there.
And I think Trick Williams on the outside of the ring, I think he plays a really good hype man because he's not standing in the one spot. He's continually moving around, hyping up his dude. You know what I mean? Like that to me is like usually you see the manager, he stands in one side of the corner. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, he's like standing there, like he's almost as flamboyant. He's getting his guy over, but he's also getting himself over at the same time. And I think that's one talent that this guy really has is this ability to be able to really adapt himself on that outside and really make himself seen and known without taking away from what's happening in the ring.
Yeah, that's a big thing because a lot of the times when you get a actual worker outside of the ring, or sometimes you get the valet outside of the ring, and sometimes they go into business for themselves, and they'll fucking do something or get into it with a fan, and people are more paying attention to that as opposed to what the fuck's going on in the ring. So like that was something that I never really cared for having a manager because of that. Like I felt like we had when we had Crusher Dugan as me and Louis' manager, like he was like the best manager you can ask for, man, because he knew the fucking business and he was great. Like in his input, he knew where he needed to be. He knew stuff like that. So stuff like that is important. And a lot of the times, a manager or a valet don't care enough to know these things. They don't pay attention to the match. They pay attention to, okay, yeah, I'm supposed to do this spot, and then they're not involved. They forget like at what point they should have done it because they're too busy doing some bullshit, talking some shit to a fan or something, or trying to get themselves over.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, man. It's to be able to adapt in that. I did like the fact that they were chanting, "Whoop that trick, whoop that trick." That to me, I fucking popped for that. And this is where I was talking about before. Santos, how we wrestled like working babyface and working heel is an actual thing. How they perform in the ring. To me, this is a good example of if you've never understood what that means, watch this match. Watch Santos Escobar. Watch his body language. Watch what he does in the ring, his strikes, his moves, how the steps he does, how he sells, and then go and watch a match of his from, say, 6 months ago when he was a heel, and you see the difference of babyface and heel wrestling. And this is something that, like I said, I told you earlier about, and I thought that this was a very clear schooling of how it's done.
Yeah, it's important, man. Like you can, if depending on how the fans are, excuse me, you can work a lot of the same stuff, but you still need to, if you're a heel, you need to do a lot of like the sneaky type of moves that you won't necessarily need to do as a baby, because when you do that, those sneaky moves, then the fans are gonna be like, oh, But then there's times like no matter what you do as a heel, if you're over, you're gonna be over. It's like if the crowd loves you, they're gonna love you. Whether you're freaking going over there holding the tights, you're eye gouging somebody, you're doing whatever, if they're behind you, they're gonna be behind you, and that makes it tough for a baby face that isn't ready to try and get the babyface heat,
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Two dudes appeared in suits on the side. So that's basically there's another performer called Tony D'Angelo who is the Don of NXT. You know what I mean? They're trying to get him to be like the Tony Soprano or the Italian mafia character gimmick. Yeah. And basically, a couple weeks ago, Santos basically told him, "Hey, you stay out of Legato's business." And then these guys turn up. Dude, they're dressed as
what they do. They bang him in the knee, right, with some shit.
Yeah, they had a
camera angle was bad on that too.
Well, dude, the thing is as well, like the guys that they had in that fucking spot were the whitest white boys I've ever seen. Like, I've never seen any blonde hair, blue-eyed Italian. Come on, man. You told me you don't have like a motherfucker with like some brown hair or black hair that you could put in that spot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, make it look authentic. Like, it just looked like that guy, almost like CM Punk being the guy in the fucking, the WrestleMania entrance, 15, 20 or whatever year ago it was. You know what I mean? Like, again, like taking stuff out of like, just, dude, like that's just, all right, yeah, you'll fit the suit. And they had him dressed up exactly like your boy as well.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What are you gonna do?
Oh,
to
dude,
me, I seen it and I'm like, what is going on right now? And just the angle, man. Like I was like, what did he hit him with? They took out his knee from behind, and I don't know, I was just like, all right, what are we doing? Where are we going with this?
And that's the thing. I think they could have done it differently, where like the guy who's standing there, like tipping his hat at him, like, and he's just standing there, like, what? Like, obviously, I think Escobar's reaction was realistic because you're having a match, you land out there. What the fuck are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like, someone who's not supposed to be there. So I think that, and he's trying to like what the fuck, trying to understand what's going on. The
And
guy
then his
just tipping
boys
his hat.
weren't there, so
But while he had that moment of him going like, "What the fuck is going on?" That would have been a prime time for that guy that hit him in the back of his leg, put his hand up. You know, he's got this fucking thing.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
show
Like,
whatever you got.
exactly. But that, you know what I mean? They're trying to make a mafia hitman. So like, does that fit with what they're doing? Like, but to me, it's the wrestling aspect. Show them what it is. So when they get hit, the Santos Escobar gets hit with it, the crowd goes, "Holy shit, that would fucking hurt." He's fucking just taking his legs out, rolls him in the ring. Then the pin makes sense and everything. The whole crowd, people watching at home. You know what I mean? like, I just think they could have sold it a little bit better.
And then they did the like what I for me it was just like all of a sudden we jumped into something else right immediately, right? Like I don't know, he ends up finishing him off with that leg drop, and then it was like the champ came out, right? Or did the other dude come out? I don't know. Something.
No, we saw the Camilo Hayes and his trick. They did a they did a promo, and you know, next thing you know, Cameron Grimes comes out,
Yeah,
and then Solo Sikoa, aka Little Loose, he takes out both guys, stares down Cameron Grimes. They have a one-on-one, well, a stare off. You know, Cameron Grimes has accepted Camilo Hayes' challenge in a couple of weeks for the pay-per-view. You know, putting Solo Sikoa in there, could it be a triple threat? You know, I think Camilo Hayes, Cameron Grimes, those two guys are absolute money. Chucking Solo Sikoa there. Yes, he's green, but like, dude, that guy has not disappointed anytime he's been in the ring. He comes from wrestling royalty, you know, coming from the Fatus. So, man, I think the three of them can have a hell of a triple threat.
Yeah, that might be the best way to work him in there. But I don't know, man. Like he comes out of nowhere, and like you said, it felt like they just added so much shit into it. Like every match had something pretty much extra added in, I feel like, and wasn't necessary. They could have cut a promo backstage because at the same time you just made dude come out and beat up Carmelo Hayes and and his boy Trick, and then you got sudden and out of nowhere, and it's like, so when it comes down to it, shouldn't he just be able to come out and fuck him up when they have the match if it's a three-way?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, well, look, dude, the thing is, like, Solo Sikoa, they could have easily said, "Oh, well, you know, he did come out and jump him," but the thing is, well, like, Sikoa is a baby face, so coming out and attacking someone
somebody
from
behind with a hoodie on.
Yeah, like, it's very heel shit that we saw there. Like, I don't know, but
Yeah,
draw the lines, man. Draw the lines where you will.
yeah.
But next we saw Bron still looking for Gacy. Hey, in a room full of mirrors. Yeah, pal.
Yeah.
Sees Gacy behind him. Doesn't think to turn around straight away.
Yeah, he tries to touch the mirror. I was like, what the fuck?
The funny thing is, you see him walking towards the mirror. So, like, you can see he's come in a straight angle at that mirror, and then Gacy just pops up behind him. And he's like, "You can see it's a fucking mirror. You can see your reflection, you dumb fuck." Like, turn around. Hey, Joe, what's up, brother? That's how it goes down. But I get it. You gotta work the gimmick, brother.
Well, hey, nobody's ever said, he's a bright dude.
Just don't ask him mathematical questions. He'll call his Uncle Scott.
He broke, and then he started breaking all the damn mirrors, and now he's gonna have bad luck. How's he gonna win that match?
Exactly. He's gonna lose his title. He's gonna be fucked for life. Next, we saw your homegirl Natalia going up against Tatum Paxton. Yeah, Paxton. This match didn't do anything for me, to be honest. And since you made that statement about Natalia, I was watching her fucking work in this match. And it's just like she knows what she's doing, man. Like she doesn't have to fucking do 100 different things in that ring. She knows like she can come out just how to be a heel, how to give it to the crowd, stuff like that. In saying that, like how you mentioned last week, her shit isn't as crisp as it should be. There were certain things where I got where you were saying for that. But what do you think of this match? I'm going to hand it over to you.
I thought it was, she basically didn't really, it didn't do anything for either of them. I don't feel like it made this Tatum, what's her name? Tatum.
Tatum
Yeah.
Paxton, yeah.
I don't feel like it made Tatum look strong. I don't feel like, it did anything for her. Like, I don't know what they were doing with her anyway,
I think this was just a squash match, to be honest.
Yeah, it was no real nothing for her, but like, why I guess they're trying to bring Natalia in for, but I feel like at the same time you should try and give these younger cats a little something to bring her in there, let them see how they work with her. Like, I ain't feel like they gave her anything to really work with in that match. Like, Natalia just basically fucked her up. And
I think, well, she Tatum is a kind is an extra. I think that's what her role was, is to go in there and just sort of like give Natalia that shine, because the NXT crowd apparently doesn't watch Raw or SmackDown, and it's Natalia does.
Well, I think it's good also, like, to bring in that name from the main roster to get some extra eyes on NXT here and there, because somebody that may not watch NXT hears Natalia's gonna be down there on this show. Oh shit, you know what? Maybe I'll go down there today, or oh shit, maybe I'll watch this.
Yeah. No, I think it's good. They've done it with Dolph Ziggler. They've brought in AJ Styles, and
I think
Finn Balor back.
the first person I seen do that was Zack Ryder when he went down and started teaming with Mojo. He was like the first one that I seen that was like, yo, I just want to go down to NXT and work on some shit. And shout out to him, Matt Cardona, man.
Yeah, bro. Well, he knew he wasn't getting used, so you got to do something to keep yourself fresh, man. If you're not getting that ring time, bro, like you get out of ring shape, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But next we saw Zion Quinn run it straight versus Wes Lee. What do you think of this one?
I feel like they made Zion Quinn look very strong. Wesley did, he did some cool shit. He blew, what I liked was, how long has Zion Quinn been working? Has he been working a while or no?
I think he's been over there for a couple of years, but I think he's only really started to get sort of on traction probably in the last 6 to maybe 12 months.
Because they pulled the spot where he went, Buddy went to do like something like a springboard and slipped, and he immediately covered it with a forearm right to his face. I was like, hell yeah. And he hit him harder than a bitch. So I was like,
was that the finish?
No, it was actually a lead up to the finish. I don't know if maybe he was supposed to land and run off and maybe then catch that forearm, but like he went to do like a springboard, tripped when he turned, and Zion Quinn was just like, boop, hold that. then he picked him up and ran off the ropes and did a flying burrito, the flying forearm from, yeah, man, that's the Tito Santana finish. So,
dude,
that's not horrible though.
Sick.
Yeah, he hit the fuck out of him.
Bro, he fucking smacked the yellow off that boy's teeth, bro.
Yeah, he flew at him. Not bad, man. It wasn't anything great, but it wasn't at the same time. It didn't make Zion Quinn look weak. He looked solid, looked strong. So that's why I was wondering how long he's been working, because the cover, they didn't attempt to like, oh, try it again type of deal, like
Yeah.
the way you'll see sometimes motherfuckers want to get something in, so I don't know. I thought it was good.
They have Quinn go over. What is the point of this match for Lee? Like, what is the point? The guy's just been,
to
like
get
I
Quinn
said,
over
stripped to the title. His partner's been fucking sacked. He's just been like, I mean, now you put him in there and like,
and job him out.
I wouldn't call this match a squash, but I wouldn't.
No, he jobbed out though.
He jobbed him out, yeah, 100%. But like, what's next for this guy? Like, I don't want to, like, as I said earlier, I don't wish anyone loses their job, but like, what is on the cards for this dude?
The only thing you can hope for is, well, he could hope for is they pull him off TV, repackage him, do something else, either throw him with a new partner or, maybe throw him with Carmelo Hayes and Trick.
You reckon?
No, I'm just being silly, bro.
Yeah, but in this match, bro, like you saw the size difference in Zion Quinn and Wesley. Like,
and I think that was part of why it made Zion Quinn look so strong at the same time. You put him in there with somebody that much smaller than him and give him, that shine to make him look like the monster. Meanwhile, they booked that properly to make him look strong. But then you watch that Grayson Waller match, and they got this guy that's supposed to be a monster, and they make him look like fucking ass.
Yeah. But so, you know what? With Zion Quinn, they're making him a heel of being a guy that goes around and just gives people unwanted advice. And I fucking think it's pretty funny, actually, because it's like, could you just imagine, hey, man, you need to run it straight. And even Wesley said in his promo, no one knows what the fuck you're saying, but it sounds cool as fuck.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? But yeah, who knows what the game plan is with that. Hey, the way he's, I guess, coming in, it's kind of reminded me of when they first brought in like Baron Corbin. Like he's a big athlete coming in, being a strong powerhouse type of dude. So it might be a good way to get his feet wet on the TV scene, though.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think he's definitely got a good look to him, though, Zion Quinn. You know what I mean?
That he does. He's big, phenomenal shape, and he doesn't have like a goofy face. Sometimes these guys got goofy looking faces. Like he looks like they can market him.
He looks like a fucking star.
Yes.
Next, we saw a backstage segment with Indy Hartwell, Duke Hudson, and Dexter Lumis. Indy trying to get the pant size for Dexter so she can get him a pair of jeans to look like for Duke, to get him to look like Dexter. I find these segments with Indy, Persia, Duke, and Lumis to be entertaining. With the simple fact is, it's like it's meant to be awkward and uncomfortably funny. If you know what I mean, like if you saw the finish to their takeover match, how they sort of like that, even like when they were in the ring wrestling, which we'll get to the main event, but just even seeing like Duke Hudson sitting there trying to talk to Dexter Lumis, who's a fucking, he doesn't talk. And he's like, so what do I do? Well, like they're just standing there looking at him each other. She's like, no, you got to talk to him. Like, how are you going to build it? And he's like, and Dexter Lumis's facial reactions for a guy that doesn't cut a word in any promo just looks like he's just like, are you fucking serious? But what do you think of that little skit?
I feel I can see what you were saying last week about how it can run its course and get a little old, because I was already starting to feel like, where are we going with this? But they got them a title match, and I guess we'll see. Sooner or later, they're gonna have to do something where they start beefing and going to, a feud.
Well, they've already done that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So now they're gonna be to be honest, I see Duke turning heel. Like, is he like as a heel, he looks like a prick. You know what I mean? Like he's so fucking like he looks so good. You know what I mean? As an athlete, like size-wise, everything like that. He's got the looks. He's got that James Bond type of look to him, where like he looks like he can be a prick. So I kind of see like that's the way it'll go down. Like I think that this has been like a friendly rivalry between the girls, but I think they'll end up having Persia and Duke turn fucking uber fucking heel and make them like the power couple of NXT. That to me like would probably be then you can go and have like the intergender matches, and you can have like a serious feud now between the two, where it's not just like friendly competition between two friends. Now it's like, hey motherfucker, now it's time for me to take your head off and
now it's beef.
rip your tits out.
Yeah.
But next we saw Natalya doing a promo backstage, and she gets interrupted by Nikita Lyons.
Yeah.
That
was I did like the way that went down. Man, that girl, Nikita Lyons, man, she's a big chick. I ain't realized like when she's standing there next to Natalya, you're like, damn, this girl's a big girl, man. Like she's got height and size, But that was another one that ended with the awkward, them just standing there looking at each other. Like she's standing there holding her jacket, and it's like instead of Natalya like walking away. Because, like, I think she said something along the lines of, like, you put the locker room on notice, and now I'm going to put you on notice type of deal. So now they let it for next week. And then instead of just walking away, they got her standing there, Natalya looking at her. And she's just, like, fixing her jacket. And I'm like, why wouldn't Natalya be like, bitch, and swing on her? You know what I mean? Like, or
well, you know what, dude? One of the things I wanted to ask you about this little segment was, so Natalya said something like, "Yeah, they all end up tapping out to the sharpshooter," and then Nikita goes, "Well, I'm really flexible."
Yeah, I like that.
And then I was just like, you know what I mean? And come down to sexualized and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's you know what I mean? Like this is NXT doing these little things, what they do,
2.0,
and it's like, huh?
This is 2.0 now.
Yeah, I get it, dude. But like I said, the over sexual, you know what I mean? Like they're going down that road of like they're really teasing it. Where it's that thing where it's like dads that are watching NXT like going, I bet she is fucking flexible, pal.
Exactly.
But the kids are going like no idea what the fuck flexible even means, right?
But that I feel like that's kind of what's been missing, right? Like everything is so PG nowadays, right? Like when you had that attitude era, you had fucking how many millions of people watching. You're my age, so you know what it was like at that time, man. Like the damn arenas were popping, completely, and and then to top it off, you had the
I'm down to have LowRyda as a regular co-host.
No, I can't commit to watching NXT more than 2 times a year. So
I got my 2 times.
I hit my quota. But yeah, like I feel like we need that kind of the edginess again. Like I feel like they brought it back when you see we're gonna toxic attraction, when what's her name first went back down there and started with the sexy clothes, like pretty much it was like, oh, okay, now we're getting here, where are we going with this, so you see Mandy Rose and it's like, oh, all right, yeah, okay. And I think you're gonna start getting these, you're gonna start getting these adults and at the same time, you get these teenage kids, they're like, oh shit, you seen Nikita Lyons do that split? Like, dude, I remember, you're my age, so I remember going to see, I was in junior high, I remember going to freaking class and I'm like, yo, did you see Sable? Did you see Sunny? Did you see nowadays it's
yeah.
Did you see Sunny?
Yeah, no one wants to see Sunny these days, bro. So moving on to the next match we had, which was Roxanne Perez versus JC Jane. JC Jane, like the entrance of Toxic Attraction. I want to start with that. So the Toxic Attraction entrance, Mandy Rose comes out of the middle looking like a fucking star, looking like a fucking woman, right? And then she comes out and like Jane and Dolan, which they're decent workers. I enjoy their stuff. But they're doing all the and all that shit while Mandy Rose is coming out. I'm the fucking champion. You know what I mean? Come out and own that shit. They need to tell these girls, cut that fucking goofy shit, the fucking bullshit dance moves. Cut all of that shit. Your role is to be the fucking bad bitches of NXT, not the fucking like,
you
know what I mean?
Comedy show or
like, dude, they could make them the four horsemen in the women's form, really. And you know what I mean? Like if they book it correctly. And I just think they need to tighten up that entrance. They need to tighten up that for me. Because like I just feel Jane and Dolan and Mandy, when I see the entrance, it doesn't seem like a faction to me. It just looks like
they don't
special
seem like
game
they like they just kind of got pushed together and they're not an actual click type of deal, you know.
100%.
I see what I see exactly what you're saying with that, because it is Mandy Rose definitely shines in that, you know, in their situation. But the other two girls are decent workers, you know, and
100%.
What's her
But
name?
I think they could
Gigi
all
Dolan.
Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. I just think
her,
they could
seen her on Instagram. Not bad.
I honestly think that they could shine a lot more just by tightening up that entrance, cut out the goofy shit and do it and have it do it properly. I thought the match overall was okay. I feel like Roxanne Perez for her first match in, the way that they had Roxanne go over, smart way to do it. You know what I mean? Like they can't have her come in her first week and make a big video package and backstage promo and have her job out in under 5 minutes. I think the way that they incorporated Wendy Chu on the big screen to get the distraction, that made sense. The only thing I thought was like, instead of doing like, you know what I mean? Like she almost did her like a rollover, stood up, and then did her little flippy shit to get the pin.
And it was almost fucked up if what's the
Roxy.
if JC Jane didn't actually sell properly, that would have ended up being a botch because she didn't get her arms on her legs underneath her arms before going for the move. She jumped on her back and just instantly tried to go with it. Luckily, JC Jane actually just took the bump because technically she shouldn't have even went with it because her arms weren't locked in. You know, because she just jumped up and just tried to rush it. But like, I'd say honestly, like, they did a great opening spot where they went back and forth with the pinning attempts, which showed that, you know, they both have, you know, some skill there. And, you know, it's nice dance, you know, very nice dance between the two. And, you know, made Roxanne look strong, and made, you know, did not too strong, you know, made her look like she knows what she's doing, made her look, you know, made them both come out fast and counter each other. So, you know, to me, I like that aspect. Got a nice little pop from the crowd off of that. And then, you know, neither one of them, I don't feel like it made JC Jane look weak because she got caught with a you know, distracted, got caught with a move.
Yeah.
So
it made sense to get the lose and the loss there. Sorry, not the lose. But yeah, look, I think it made sense. I thought it was a good way for them to sort of introduce Roxanne and also not completely job out JC Jane as well.
Yeah. The tearing up, I don't understand why anybody would be that upset about her throwing over some furniture and tearing a picture, but you know, is what it is. Like why
Oh, you
why would you call lose a match for paying attention to that crap?
it's it'd be like, whatever, bitch.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, you know what? This isn't my furniture, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's on WWE's dime. You're
Yeah.
gonna get released for that shit. Fuck you. I'm calling Vince. I'm gonna tell on you.
Uh,
Then we see Legado del Fantasma walking to their car where they see a wheel lock on it, and
yeah,
then they
that
see a
big
dead fish
fun.
on the hood. See what he did?
So this was something that I felt was a little silly too, right? Because I don't know what he got hit in the leg with, per se, but he was walking perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Why not sell the leg? Why not, have your like walk with your boy? Like, oh shit, somebody took out my leg. His leg was good enough to roll around, walk to the car with no limp. At least put a pimp walk, and then and then the fish on the hood, letting you know what's going on. I feel like they're kind of making it seem like it's gonna be that dude, and maybe they're
No,
trying
it's
to,
definitely that dude.
but it's one of them
The-
things.
Well, no, it's definitely to that dude because he was at the car beforehand. He's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, is this Legado's car? Okay, hey." Um, I just think this is going to be like, remember, like the gang warfare in 1997 that WWF had, where they had like, who was
the
it? The
Los
DOA,
Boricuas, the DOA,
yeah,
the Nation of
Nation of
Domination.
Domination,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. But that's good, man. That was fucking heat.
Mm.
It was like, when you think about it, man, there was some cool shit that happened at that time. Even when you think about it, though, like Los Boricuas were jobbers.
Mm-hmm.
Savio Vega was the guy, and the other dudes were jobbers, and they had a fraction. Then you had the whatever the fuck they were called, Skull and Eight Ball, and then you had Crush with
Disciples of
them,
Apollo,
right? Yeah,
the
you
DOA.
had Crush with them, and and then you had the Nation of Domination that was pretty much all stars.
Yeah,
So it's like
100%.
you had a bunch of squads, but there was only one squad that was really a big deal, And then you had DX running around, but dude, I like factions until they start getting too damn big, like NWO, like it was like the whole fucking
Yeah.
roster.
Yeah, I think a good size for a faction is probably about five
Yeah,
guys,
4 or 5
maybe
people,
six.
4 or
Six if you
5
want to
people,
heat up.
maybe. Yeah, but if you can get a tag team, a singles guy, even a 3-man faction is always good, or a 3-person faction is always
Yeah,
good. Even if you go with 3 people, like two people and a female, where the female is a worker, or 3 people and the female that's the worker, then you got a little bit of, because then she can be in a title hunt. You got a tag team that can go for tag titles. Then you got your singles guy that can go for either title.
yeah.
Make them strong.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, the main event of the evening: Pretty Deadly versus Dexter and Duke.
Oh, that was the main event.
Yeah, that was the main.
Yeah.
That was the main event, bro.
No, I couldn't remember if that was, but not a bad match, man. The good storytelling, Pretty Deadly can fucking they can sell, man, and they work very nicely. And being that I'd never seen them until last week, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yep.
I give them props, man. They definitely they made Dexter Loomis and Duke Hudson look great at the same time. You knew they weren't going over, so yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good storytelling, good back and forth. They both got, they didn't make them look weak, but at the same time, they got their shit in. So I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I wasn't mad at it at all. I thought it was good. I thought it was good interaction with the ladies outside the ring as well, with the spot how Pretty Deadly slid out, put their arms around him, and they're like going, oh shit, realized who it is. Again, a little bit of a cheesy spot that, but fuck, it worked well for me.
Yeah, the back and forth was good, and you can see the tension building between Dexter and Hudson, where he tags him in, he's got holding him, he's telling him to do something else, and then he just does it.
Yeah,
I thought it was a good match though. So
yeah, I'll put it over as well. But the last segment of the night was Gacy has the lights go out. He's standing on the platform. He calls out Bron Breakker. He demands the Hall. Breaker comes out. He demands the Hall of Fame ring. Gacy says he'll give it to him, but he's got to give him a match for the NXT Championship. Then, obviously, Breaker agrees. He puts the ring in there and says, "You need to take a leap of faith," and gives him the most pussiest of all pussiest of pushes that one pussy can give another pussy. No, I'm not calling them both pussies, but I did think that the push going off to the platform was really fucking weak. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think the spot could have been done better, or you know what, the spot could have been done not at all.
yeah, to me, I thought it was like, why would you stand with your back to an edge of anything?
It didn't make sense to me. Like, it made sense that Gacy would do something like that. It just looked below average.
And then afterwards, he's on the floor screaming in pain, and then the druids, Undertaker's druids, come out and cover him up.
Either that or like I just what, it was a shitty way to end the show, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely could have done without it. If they were gonna make him get taken, they should have. What he should have did was had the ring inside of that cage. So when he walked over to go and get the ring, they lock him in, and then you go from there. The lights turn out, and we don't know what ends up happening. Rather than Undertaker's robed men coming out and taking him or covering him, because who the fuck knows what happened.
No, I definitely agree. But overall, bro, what did you think of this show?
Listen, I said it once, I'll say it again. I do not enjoy watching NXT. For the most part, though, there was some good stuff. There's some highlights. I can say, there's a couple people that intrigued me, and I think have the potential to make a nice name for themselves on the main roster. But it's like, even if they get brought up, they're not going to probably do the right thing with them. So, like, if you can stay down in NXT and be a star, man, I'd say do it. But the what's his name, man? The Phantasmo dude.
Santos Escobar.
Yeah, Santos Escobar. I think he's probably money. If you ask me, I feel like he'd be the guy that I would run with on that roster of people that I've seen in the past 2 weeks that I've watched.
I'd agree.
I feel like with some more time, the big rugby dude, Zion, he can definitely end up becoming something important on the roster too. With the right push, maybe give him a manager, give him like a mouthpiece, something like that. And I'm interested in what's her name, Roxanne Perez. I'm interested to see how they work with her, what they do with her, and hopefully they don't just drop the ball like they've done with plenty of other people, from the indies.
100%, man. And you know what? Like, WWE are changing a lot of people's names as well. So they're trying to avoid the names of, if people shoot names, or if names people used on the indies as well. So, but that's another time for another podcast, because it's time for us to ride off in the sunset. That has been NXT 2.0 motherfucking O with your host, the dad bod god, the ball, the beard, that fucking beautiful Piers Austin, and Mr. the Silver Tongue legend himself, LowRyda, aka Low Lincoln, one half of the Dead Presidents, 1/4 of Knights of the Gimmick Table, baby.
Thanks, right.
So,
quarter, you a third.
1/3. Sorry, I got a little excited. But you got a show coming up tomorrow, man. Why don't you tell everyone about it?
Well, tonight for me, but we have big time Tony Burma. He was trained by Mikey, one of the NYWC guys. Super cool dude. And should be a good interview, man. We got him coming on tonight with us, and make sure you guys check out Killing the Business on Friday too. You know,
absolutely.
Who you got coming up? You got anybody coming up on Shooting the Shit?
Yeah, man. This weekend I'm
interviewing Papadon, right?
Yeah, I did Papadon last week. Did Tommy Hellfire last night. This weekend I'm sitting down with Eric Ryan, who wrestles on the deathmatch indie scene over in the US. He's one part of 440, which is making a big impact in the indie scene over in the States. So I've got him on. On Tuesday night, I have Axel Terscher coming on, who is better known as who is better known as Alexander Wolf in WWE, one part of Sanity, the tag team with Eric Young.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I've got a few shows coming up, man, and they're all. I'm going to be busy for the next few days.
That's good, man. Fuck, man, gotta get to 300 soon, right?
That's it, man. That's it. You can find me at FWA Future Wrestling Australia this Friday and Saturday night. At show starts at 7:30 and 7 p.m. in the Dural Dome out in Dural, Sydney. So if you're around in Australia in Sydney, stop by that show. Come check it out. See some of the best wrestlers in the country doing their thing. See me ring announcing, commentating. Come say hi. Buy me a beer. I won't say no.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Free beer? Get it while you can, man.
That's it, brother. I'll work that gimmick all day long. But guys, without further ado, LowRyda, thanks for being on again, man. It's great having you on 2 weeks in a row, man. Hopefully we can do it 3 weeks. I'll see if I can push my luck.
You may have to we may have to watch something other than NXT.
We'll look at it. But until then, guys, take care. Make sure you check out our sponsors, Health Vape and Sleeps.com, and use that promo code MWA Pod to get a 10% discount on your final purchase. But until then, until next week, we'll see you later. Take care. Brush your hair. Peace.